Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to look at 5 skill moves inspired by the man himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. So Cristiano Ronaldo's style of play is very unique in the way that he takes advantage of his explosive speed and his extremely quick feet. If you're expecting to see the Ronaldo chop and the step over, which are very commonly used by Ronaldo on the pitch, I'll put a link on the screen right now. We did cover those moves in another video. So we're going to look at 5 different moves that he's used throughout his career. So let's get into the first move. So the first move is a reverse elastico. Ronaldo uses this one all the time during a match, and it's 2 very quick touches or even just 1 touch with the outside of our foot. So what we're doing is we're taking that ball, making it seem like we're going to explode down the line, but then we're hooking our foot and wrapping it around the ball to flick it in the opposite direction to leave that defender unbalanced so that we can get away from him. So this is what it looks like. So it's a quick movement like that, using the outside of our foot. So this is the area right here that we want to be using to make our initial contact with the ball, and then our exit move is going to be made with this part of the foot. So we're making first contact with the midsection of the outside of our foot, then releasing the ball closer towards the toe when we really flick that ball. So we've got to get used to using that outside part of the foot. It's not a commonly used part of the foot you would use in dribbling, but for this move it's very effective. So we're making contact with that ball, trying to keep in contact with the ball at all times, and then we flick that ball away with the end of our little toe on the outside of our foot there. So let's break it down slowly. So we want to place that foot beside the ball, make contact with the ball, start pushing it in the direction that we want the defender to think we're going, and then wrap our foot around the ball and then hook it away. So let's look at this move a little bit quicker. So the second move is very much similar to the first move. However, instead of using the outside of our foot, we're going to be using the inside of our foot. So either 2 quick touches or use it in all one movement. So very similar to a regular elastico. However, instead of using the outside to inside, we're going to be using almost the heel then to the inside of our foot. So we're going to be using these 2 areas. So first we're going to be making contact with the heel, and then we're going to be releasing the ball towards the big toe area here, flicking it, making sure we're snapping that foot off into the space so that we can accelerate onto it and get past the defender. So the defender thinks we're going to be passing that ball, so he'll try and intercept that area here, and then as he makes his move, then we snap that ball away and we can get away from him. So this is how we do this one. So we're going to make that contact with the heel of our foot, push it off into the space, then trying to keep in contact with the ball at all times. As it gets out in front of you, wrap that foot around the ball and hook it with the big toe off into the space like that. So let's look at this move a bit quicker now. The next move we're going to look at is one Ronaldo uses quite often in full flight, and he's trying to cut inside with the ball. So usually he's running with the ball, defender's approaching, and what he does is he makes a quick touch with his left foot back towards himself, and then another quick touch immediately with the inside of his right foot as well. So we use the inside of our left foot, we're hooking it back at an angle. So we're hooking it back at an angle across our body, and then once we get comfortable with that, we flick, and then we step our foot down that we just flicked with, and then we flick it to the inside with our opposite foot. So get used to flicking it with the opposite foot back diagonally in the same direction it just came from. But as we make that second flick, we need to get used to hopping. So we flick it back towards ourselves, and then as we flick the ball back in the same direction again, we've got to get used to hopping it. So it's almost like a Ronaldo chop kind of action, but it's happening very quickly. So flick, flick, and you're away. So let's have a look at the next move that Cristiano Ronaldo performs regularly in a match. So it happens very quickly, but it's been very effective for him. It really off balances the defender. So what we're doing here is we're doing a step over, and then after we perform that step over, it's a hop with 2 quick touches with the inside of both feet. So we want to get used to doing step overs. So all we're doing is throwing that foot around the front of the ball to protect it. But something that we're going to be doing in this movement that isn't regular in a normal step over is after we perform that step over, halfway through, so as our foot gets to the front of the ball, we're then hopping off of the opposite leg. So we throw that foot around, and as it approaches the front of the ball, hop off the opposite leg. Now moving into the final step of the move, so after we've thrown that foot around the front of the ball, hop, quick touch with the inside of our right foot. Immediately we're going to do a quick touch with the left foot, and that's how we're going to exit this move and accelerate. So let's piece it all together. So we throw that foot around the front of the ball, hop, touch, touch, and away. So let's perform the move a bit quicker now. And moving on into the final skill, we're going to do the fake Rabana. So this is something Ronaldo uses quite often to fake like he's going to cross, using this behind the leg kick called a Rabana. And the defender usually jumps or freezes so that he can get by him, or it creates a little bit more space so he can make a different decision. So the way we're going to do this one, Ronaldo does it quite skillfully. So he usually rolls it, steps over the ball, and then fakes like he's going to Rabana and puts his foot on top of the ball to stop it. And then he resets and then challenges the defender again, or he passes it, does whatever he wants to do with his next move. So let's look at it again. So we roll over the ball, step, and then we put our foot on top of the ball. So let's break it down step by step. So the first move is just rolling it with the inside of our foot. Very simple, foot on top of the ball, rolling it to the inside. And the second step is after we perform that roll, we then immediately go into a step over of the ball. So that foot steps over the ball to protect it. So roll and step over. And then the final move is the roll, step over, and then we trap it. So roll, step over, then foot comes behind the leg like you would do for a Rabana, but then the foot goes on top of the ball and you trap it right there at the end of the foot on the toe section here. So you stop it. So let's look at it one more time a bit quicker. Roll, step, and then you're away. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you smash that like button if you did. Drop a comment below, tell me who your favorite player is, and maybe I'll perform his trademark skill moves in my next tutorial. You never know. So comment that below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for weekly training videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.